Are you ready? Soon? You hear me? Hear me? Hello? Hello? Check.
Not a single cloud in sight, and it's pitch black up in the skies here in Franklin, Massachusetts, here in the football field for Franklin High School. Hello, everybody. My name is Maxwell Cates. Alongside me is Justin Hill. And who's ready to watch some football? It's the Dean College Bulldogs squaring off versus the Nichols Bison. Now, Justin, the Dean College Bulldogs 1-0 record after their win versus Fitchburg State.
Yes, and as you know, the Dean College Bulldogs are going into this game 1-0. This is the first time in 2 years that the Bulldogs came into this game 1-0. And then as you know, Max, there's a lot of things ahead in this game here today.
Yeah, a lot of things heading into this game. This is head coach Andre Murphy's second year as a Dean College head coach. Last year, the Bulldogs only won one game. And right now, the Bulldogs with a 1-0 record. Andre is now looking to have the most wins he's ever had in the season versus this Nichols team. Now, the Bisons, they struggled heavily last time in their matchup. They are currently 0-1 as the crowd here is letting everybody hear about it. So right now, Nathan Sisko will be starting as the quarterback for the Dean College Bulldogs. And Justin, he had an incredible showing.
And as you know, with Nathan Sisko, unlike what you just said, Nathan Sisko, he only played 3 games last season, but last game he threw for 190 yards and 1 touchdown. And for this game here, he's made it a mission that he wants to win this year for his senior year. And let's not forget for the Dean College Bulldogs, with Nathan Sisko back and healthy, who knows what he's going to do here today.
Yeah, who knows what he's going to do. Also knowing how the Bulldogs truly look rejuvenized under this new system with head coach Andre Murphy. Xavier Powell for this Nichols offense will be starting at quarterback. He is one of the captains for this team. The senior from Oakville, Connecticut. He played 10 games last season, had a total of 191 yards and 6 touchdowns. It's almost dead silent here as this Nichols team is currently warming up. The Bulldogs right now just off of their huddle, ready to get it started. Now, last time these two teams played, Justin, it was complete fireworks. Exactly 1 year ago here today, the Nichols Bison, they beat the Bulldogs 71-55. Xavier Powell scored 5 of the 9 total touchdowns, racking 253 yards. The Bulldogs starting quarterback this game, Nathan Sisko, he had an incredible game as well for his own sake. 3 touchdown passes in the first half. The Bulldogs, of course, wound up losing. They becoming 0-2, and the Bison 2-0. But the rematch, after 126 total points, will be played in 2 minutes.
As you know, Max, one thing that the Bulldogs need to focus on today is running back for Nichols, Zahir Booker. He ran for 124 yards on 9 attempts and 2 touchdowns in the homecoming win against Dean, which was last year on this very day. And then as what you've said here, I was able to talk to Coach Murphy and listen to a lot of things he said. He told his team, and he also told me that he really wants to win today. This is something that he really wanted to forget about last year. And now back here at Franklin, Massachusetts, this is now time and never and now that he needs to win this game to put the Bulldogs for a 2-0 record.
But one thing we got to remember, Justin, there was a lightning delay. This game was originally supposed to be played almost an hour ago. And you can just see all the Bulldogs players just getting ready in the school hallway. just pumped up, ready to go, and they're impatient. They want to play this game. And now that they're on this field, the tensions are rising, and we are about to get started.
And no question about that. And also to add, I was able to talk to defensive end Joe Penton, captain number 9 for the Dean College Bulldogs this week and including last week. And I was also able to interview him. He told me it means all the work paid off over the summer in regards to the game they won last week. I can't do this without my brothers. And let's not forget about Coach Murphy and also of what he's done for me, my teammates, and for this school. So this is something that the Bulldogs really need to focus on today, is get this win, not only for Coach Murphy, but for the school itself.
For the school itself, of course, it's one of the best starts they really tried to figure out, as they only won 1 game last year, as previously mentioned. The Bulldogs team captains will now move on to the halfway line. So will the Nichols Bison. Their 3 captains as well. We have Xavier Powell, who is to our left, with Joshua Vitti in the middle. And moving all the way to our right side for this Nichols Bison team is also Joshua Sawyer. And for the Bulldogs, we of course have our starting quarterback, Nathan Sisko, and alongside him is Jordan Mason. And lastly, the 3rd captain for this team, number 27, Brandon Lane.
What is interesting about this game here today, since for the Bulldogs with this meeting, they've only won once against Nichols, and that was back in 2017. And since then, they have lost 2 straight. And as you know, for the Dean College Bulldogs, they're going to be facing a lot today against this tough Nichols team. And if the Bulldogs can prevail for this game here today, this will be a defensive game for the Bulldogs. I can see them going out on top.
Both teams are ready. The crowd's into it. The players are ready, and the players are into it. We are just about now to head into our national anthem, and we will be back on after this. Seconds away from the opening kickoff here in Franklin, Massachusetts. 4 15-minute quarters and a lot of action. The Dean College Bulldogs seconds away. The Nichols Bison seconds away. And Justin, I'm extremely excited to see what kind of football game we'll be having here today.
You know, have you ever seen the movie Any Given Sunday? Well, today is Any Given Saturday, especially in this rain right now. And with this rain, the Bulldogs will hopefully look to prevail, to be 2-0.
We're just about to get the kickoff underway. Nichols Bison on the left side with the Bulldogs on the right side on your screen here today. The Dean College Bulldogs in their all-black jerseys. Griffin Sullivan will start the kick. And we are just about ready to get this started, Justin.
We are. It looks like Dean won the coin toss for this start, so they're going to be kicking the ball first.
Kick is underway. We are just about to get started. Ball is received, and the man is taken down. It's Derek Revelus, just by the 40-yard line. Got a few yards there. He was stranded right on the 10-yard line. Got a nice gain of 30. And right now we have 1st and 10 on the 40 for the Bison.
The Bison will start 1st and 10 from their own 40.
And as you know, for the Bisons, they were only able to get 80 yards of throws last game, and most of their runs came on 1st downs.
1st and 10 on the 40. Powell has a running back to his left. He hands it off. Weaving right down the middle, and just getting a gain of 5 is Tiago Fernandez, the junior from Lawrence, Massachusetts. Great start here for the Bison.
Tiago Fernandez, the ball carrier.
Fernandez weaving right down the middle, gets a few inches of yardage, as right now the Nichols Bison with Xavier Powell at the quarterback, Tiago Fernandez on the left side. Fernandez gets it again on the left. Weaves and gets taken down immediately. Great defense there by the Bulldogs. It's Desmond Diaz with the tackle.
Great start right here from the Bulldogs, and that was a great tackle by Diaz right there. He's looking to get more reps into this game here today than he did his junior year.
3rd and 8, ball on the 42. Shotgun formation. Powell throws it towards his right. Fernandez again goes towards his right and gets taken down by Desmond Diaz.
And like I just said, Max, Desmond Diaz is that man here today. He is imposed to have a terrific start in this first half.
Head coach Joel Umstead for the Bison. He wanted to recruit Desmond Diaz for his team, but Desmond decided to commit to Dean College. 4th and 3 to go for the Bison. It looks like they are going to keep this football and try and get this 1st down.
Besides Diaz being poised, the Bulldogs are looking poised right here, and as they will be doing another in-and-out play.
Motion left, and the kick is underway. The punt is up. Bulldogs will let the ball bounce, and it'll just roll right before the end zone, just inside the 5-yard line.
One thing in the NFL, the opposing team, they hope to do a lot of things with the ball, but as for the Bulldogs, they need to do a lot of stuff here with Nathan Cisco coming on the floor.
Nathan Cisco, the transfer from Idaho, this is his 2nd year with the Bulldogs, and we've had a few conversations with him. He looks extremely poised, extremely excited to get this game and play a terrific game for the quarterback position here for the Dean College Bulldogs.
It really is, and I was able to speak to a lot of players on the field with the turf field. They're not really a fan of the turf, but this is something they're going to have to do here tonight.
1st and 10. Football's on the 3-yard line. They run the handoff. Running down the middle and sprinting and curling down the left side. And getting taken down for the Bulldogs is number 24, Fontabian Donaldson. Donaldson, the sophomore from San Antonio, Texas.
One thing to keep an eye out for this game here today is tight end and senior Jordan Mason. He had 3 catches, 24 yards last game, but I definitely see him this game being a great blocker.
1st and 10 on the 28. Cisco goes on the handoff. Donaldson again goes to the left side, breaks a tackle, and then he gets taken out of bounds just by the 35-yard line.
Strong play right there from Donaldson.
Fontabian Donaldson outside, out of bounds. 2nd and 10, ball now on the 36. 2nd and 2, excuse me. Ball on the 36. They ran 2 straight motions for Fontabian Donaldson, the running back. Let's see what they do here. Play action. Cisco weaves towards his left, and he has to throw it out of bounds.
One thing the Bulldogs really practiced during training camp is throwing the ball out of bounds, since the Bulldogs led in their conference in a lot of sacks last season due to a lot of quarterback changes with Cisco and Mooney.
Third and 2. Shotgun formation. Cisco with the handoff to Donaldson. And he's in between a sea of white.
Donaldson, the ball carrier.
And he couldn't carry it over for the down. One offensive possession each from both Nichols and Dean, and neither could get the down.
We had this conversation, Max, that this will be a defensive game, and surely it's looking like it so far.
Yeah, neither team able to get it down for both of their teams. The Bulldogs will now set to punt. Aaron Fonseca will punt it. This one's high up in the air right before the 50. And they're just going to let it roll. This one's right by the 52-yard line for the Bison.
Punt comes to rest at about the 48-yard line of Nichols, where the Bison will start first and 10.
Bisons will start first and 10 just by the halfway line. They're a couple inches away from the 50. So they're right now stranded. Right now they are stranded on the 52-yard line as they are now ready to take part. Nice rainy day here in Franklin, Massachusetts. A tight end and two wide receivers on the right side. The throw choice is right, and it's fumbled. That was an excellent defensive play there from the Dean College defense.
It very was right there, Max. We thought it was an interception from right here.
Pass was broken up by number 11, Ryan.
Pass was broken up by Ryan Tiggs, who had an interception in the last week matchup versus Fitchburg State. Second and 10 on the 48. They go again. And it's taken down immediately. Well defended there by the Bulldogs yet again. Third and 10 on the 48.
The pressure is definitely real right now. It is.
Bulldogs with consecutive incredible defensive plays, and the crowd is letting them hear about it. Third down and 9 on the 49.
One thing about this Nichols team, they love to run the football, but now they have to throw.
Powell throws it, and he has a man open. Right down the middle, and they get to down and some more. Excellent play there from Nichols.
It looks like, Max, they're going to be on hurry-up mode right here with no spike, but they're going to continue going.
Jack Morvan with the play. This one's played up and in, and it's a touchdown for Regis. Jack Morvan leaping, catching, and getting the lead for the Bison.
And just like that, that is Morgan's first touchdown of the season for the Bisons.
Six 0 for the Bison, and they have this early lead. Kick is up. Field goal is good. 7-0 Bison.
You know, Max, we call this every given Saturday. Well, it's every given Saturday for the rain right now.
Saturday, you bet it. We have our notes right here, and the papers are completely wet and lined up. However, we also have a sideline report from our sideline reporter, Josh Barbara.
Thank you. Yeah, currently, I mean,
we have a little bit of technical difficulties here in Franklin. Josh Barbara just couldn't get the proper audio out. We've had some audio issues over our time here. The rain is drizzling here on our equipment, so we're doing our best to entertain you guys here today. Nichols up 7-0, and the 5-minute mark has just passed. It's 9:53 left. The kickoff will just be underway.
Donaldson is set to return for the Bulldogs.
And as you know, Max, we've seen a lot of great playoff games in football history. We can call this game the rainy game.
Kickoff is up. Donaldson recovers it. Sprints all the way, moves towards right, and he gets the down. and gets taken right by the 28-yard line.
Brought down short of the 30-yard
And right now,
line.
Josh Barbara, welcome back. What do you have for us?
Thank you. Yeah, so currently the Bison are having a completely different game plan as to Fitchburg. Last week, Fitchburg was doing a lot of dip and dunk passes. However, the Bison have come out slinging the ball over top, trying to go for those deep passes on Dean's safeties and their cornerbacks. They're going to have to really clean that up.
1st and 10 on the 28. Cisco weaves to his left, throws a sidearm pass, and it's almost intercepted. 4 white jerseys surrounding that one right by the left side on the 50-yard line. Incomplete.
I put my scouting report say with Alexis, number 1 on Nichols, that I wouldn't be shocked if he would have gotten an interception right there because he had a lot of great tackles in their home opener.
2nd and 10 on the 28. Cisco with a running back towards his right side. Tight end on the left, right receiver on each side. Weaving, jumping through the defense. Donaldson gets taken down by a sea of whites and couldn't really get much of a gain there.
One thing that Coach Murphy made a promise to his team is to have a great O-line this year for Cisco, and as of right now, it's not looking like it is.
Ball placed at the 24-yard line, brings it up a 3rd down to about 15.
Third and 15, ball on the 24. Cisco ranges back, throws a bullet, and it's almost caught and intercepted by a Nichols player. That was incredibly close.
It very was, and that's another in and out for the Bulldogs.
Incomplete.
Pass to Jordan Mason was briefly incomplete, as the Bulldogs have struggled to get some offensive focus here early on.
Fonseca into punt.
It's funny right here in the booth, I'm literally holding an umbrella under Max.
Yeah, and right now my laptop's drenched and I can't even swipe on my mouse pad, so we're trying out here.
Any given Saturday, man.
We're trying any given Saturday. What a perfect day. Fonseca with the punt up in the air, recovered just by the 50-yard line. Weaving right down the left side and breaking tackles just in front of the 45. Derek Revelis, the junior from Randolph, Mass, gains a couple extra yards.
Into Dean territory. Ball placed at the Bulldogs 42-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 for the Bison.
1st and 10 for the Bison. The
Right now,
Bison
the
had-
fans are really eager for a fumble or an interception right here.
1st and 10 on the 42. Call the set. Powell hands it off. Still going, and they get the 1st down. Incredible piece of offense. Well, they don't get the 1st down. Excuse me, it was. They don't get the 1st down. 2nd and 1. Incredibly close from what I was looking at. Thank you so much, Josh and Justin, for letting me know about that one.
2nd down and 2.
Play action. Powell spins towards his right, and he has room to go. Powell, touchdown Bisons. 2nd and 2 on the 34. And Nichols up 13-0 here in the 1st quarter.
Well, not only Powell delivered that touchdown, he made it known to the Bulldogs bench that they really want to win this game here today.
A 34-yard run.
13-0 lead for the Bison, 7:59 left.
It was one of those play fakes right there like it was a video game.
They did play action, they ran it to perfection. The kick is up and in by Colby Bernier, 14-0 Nichols. And we've only played 7 minutes here in Franklin.
Hey, in their first meeting, The score was 20-20 last year. Now it's 14-0. Can the Bulldogs come back? I think so.
Well, they do have the potential to do so. Coach Andre Murphy has a plethora of plays in his playbook, and he is not he's definitely not hesitant to show them. He has been in this place before. The Bulldogs struggled last year. They struggled to get off of a clean mark, and right now, I surely believe that they will definitely draw something up and get a play to work.
You're absolutely right. And Coach Murphy did have a history at Columbia being the defensive back, so that's something he needs to talk to his team during not only this drive but for the game.
14-0, 7:59 left to go. Colby Bernier will kick it towards that deep right side. There's two Bulldogs players right by the end zone. Kick is up. Recovered by Donaldson. Weaving towards his left, breaking a tackle. Spinning. And he eventually gets taken down right before the 30, right before the 70, excuse me. Well defended there by the Bison.
And on the tackle, Nichols. Ball placed at the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. They have 70 yards before they can hopefully get a touchdown and cut this lead to 7 by the least. 1st and 10 on the 70. Cisco hands it off to Donaldson. Donaldson weaves towards right, and the ball is loose, and the ball is recovered by Nichols. What defense from the Bison, and they can extend this lead even more.
You're not lying right there. As you know, the Bulldogs thought they could have had a drive to cut it to just 7, but now things are looking very tough for the Bulldogs.
There's still a lot of game to be played. 7:38 left, 14-0 Bisons. And it's just taken down by the 40-yard line. So 1st and 10 now on the 29. And the Bulldogs are in scramble mode.
If you're the Bulldogs on this defensive drive, you have to get a stop right here. You have to not only blitz, but do a lot of coverage on this particular drive.
First and 10 on the 29. Motion right. Powell fakes, goes left, break, misses a tackle, throws it to his left. Pass is incomplete, but a flag is thrown right by the 45.
Number 1, River Jackson, incomplete as a flag on the play. Indication is a hold against Nichols.
Call is a holding against Nichols.
And it very was. There was a lot of action right near the backfield during that play.
Following the infraction, the ball is placed back at the 39-yard
Following the
line.
infraction, the ball will now be placed back on the 39-yard line. 1st and 20 on the 39. Powell, play action, weaves towards his right, and he gets sacked. What an excellent play by Dre Kidd, who has been an incredible force on the defensive end for the Bulldogs.
Senior Dre Kidd with a spectacular sack right there. This is why he's the reason and heart and soul of this terrific Bulldogs team.
He was all-conference first team 2 years in a row and comes up with a big play. 2nd down and 20, just before the 40-yard line. The rain is pouring down here in the high school of Franklin. As right now the Bison are looking to extend their 14-0 lead. Fake the handoff, Powell weaves left, goes down the middle, and he sees a seam, and he gets taken down right before the 30-yard line.
One thing the Bulldogs, I'm guessing they did during this week, during run-through and film, is look at what Powell does throughout not only his formations, but his runs, because that's all he's been doing this entire game besides that touchdown throw he's had.
3rd down and 13. The crowd is rallying on the Bulldogs to get a stop. Pistol formation. Trips on the right side. Here it is. Powell Weaves, throws it towards the right side, and it's caught by Gary Alexis. Alexis gets taken down right by the 25-yard line. River Jackson with the play.
Terrific catch right there from Jackson.
Tackle was Kenton and Liverman. Brings up a 4th down and 6.
4th down and 6. There is a chance that the Bison could go for it. They are very close to the end zone.
You're going to see a lot of pressure right here, Max, a lot.
Referee's blew a whistle. Looks like a play will be made. Looks like a call will be made.
Timeout, Nichols, Collins.
Nichols, they need to call a timeout.
You know, Max, a lot of rain right now. There's been a lot of rain right now in this game, as you know, and it's like, you know, what can you do?
There's only so much you can do in this situation, but it has been an incredible start by Nichols to open up this game. They defended the Bulldogs well. They forced a sack. They forced a turnover They forced a turnover. And right now it's 14-0 for the Bison, and they could extend this lead in a hurry. And we've only played just about 7 minutes here so far.
One thing I've been very impressed about in this game so far is Xavier Powell, the way he's been able to run and throw the football. And this is something that this Bulldogs team needs to be really aware of, not just only this quarter, but for the rest of the ball game.
Each of the respective units are out of their huddle. This could be huge right here. 4th and 6 here for the Bison.
It's a lot of motion right here.
Powell ranges back. He escapes the tackle. He sees a man on the left side. Caught and taken down right before the end zone. Well defended by the Bulldogs. But he goes all the way, breaking tackles. Wow. What an excellent play. What resilience from the wide receiver, River Jackson. From Silver Spring, the 6'1", 175 player.
River Jackson with a spectacular catch. Not only that was his first catch of the season, but that was his first touchdown of the season as well. That turning into a touchdown.
Looks like the Bison are talking to the referees about something. It seemed like Jackson got taken down right before the end zone deep on that left side. And then suddenly it looks like he got a touchdown. He was suddenly, past the red zone. He was deep on that left corner.
Tackle was made by number 11, Ryan Tiggs.
Ryan Tiggs got the tackle right before the touchdown will be made, but it's 1st and goal. They only have 4 yards to get another touchdown.
We thought it was a touchdown right there from our side.
Yeah, we did.
About the 4-yard line.
1st and 4. And the Bison have many options. Handoff down on the left side. And there's the touchdown the Bison have been looking for. Zahir Booker with the play.
And as you know, Zahir Booker, he not only got 2 touchdowns last year, and now he has a touchdown on the books for himself. And that right there, we can say that is a touchdown. Because before, from our side, we thought it was.
20-0 lead for the Bison, and they came ready. They could extend this by 3 touchdowns here. Field goals up. Field goals in by Colby Bernier. That's his 3rd one here today.
One thing I've realized about the Bulldogs, they do very great during afternoon games, but night games, there's something that doesn't click for us for some reason.
Well, there's just something about anything right now. I mean, the rain is pouring down clearly, and the Bulldogs, they've just been struggling all game. They haven't really been able to get any offense generated, and whenever they did, it wound up leading to, leading to a sack or leading to a fumble. And this is something the Bulldogs have to navigate through. It's, of course, still early in the game, early in the season. But there is only so much they can do early on.
One thing I really want to see on this drive is Jordan Mason getting a lot of catches on this drive because Mason, he's not only the heart and soul of this team, he's been the leading reception leader for the past 2 years for the Bulldogs.
21-0. Just before the 5-minute mark, that's the score. Trey Kidd urging his team, urging them to get a good offensive possession here. You can see him walking right by the 50-yard line. He's urging his team, talking to the coach, Andre Murphy. Andre Murphy wants the best out of his players.
Seems to be a lot of miscommunication right here before the kickoff's about to happen.
Donaldson on the left side by the end zone. By the right side, another option for the Bulldogs. Picked up and weaving towards his right, and it gets taken down. What an excellent return. What a return by Jalen Smith.
Jalen Smith, in his freshman year, missed an entire year with an injury and did not play a lot last year, but now he's getting his time on the field.
Jalen Smith making a really good play here early on. In a game where the Bulldogs have struggled offensively most of the time. 1st and 10 now on the 35. Wonder what the Bulldogs will run here. Cisco, play action. He almost gets sacked, evades a tackle. Cisco moves over to his right. The pass couldn't be complete. It was momentarily caught, but it seems like the feet was out of bounds by Smith.
One thing that the Bulldogs need to probably do in this drive is probably do a vertical right here.
Second and 10 on the 35 yet again.
With so much rain out here, you can barely see the numbers on the field. You really can't.
Yeah, my glasses are incredibly foggy, Justin.
Same with mine.
The pass couldn't be caught. Very close there for the Bulldogs to get a play. Jalen Smith couldn't make it. He tried to catch it with his right hand, but just bobbled up right from his arm. And now it's 3rd and 10 on the 35.
I would like to see Mohali Mitchell get into the groove and on this drive, definitely.
Molly Mitchell, one of the 4 players for the Bulldogs who had a touchdown last week versus Fitchburg State. 3rd and 10. And that's a sack. What defense from Nichols. Number 18, Patrick Henry, the freshman with the play.
I don't know what it is with Nichols.
This does not look good for the Bulldogs.
It doesn't. I don't know what it is with Nichols. They love these night games.
They sure do. Absolute fireworks last year. And they are bringing the heat early on this year. Fourth down and 13 on the 32. Solon with the kick. This one's right by the 55-yard line. And Nichols Bison will have another opportunity to extend this lead.
One thing that the Bulldogs have to do on this drive is not, I keep saying they have to get a stop, but they have to communicate. I haven't seen a lot of communication of what they were doing on their home opener win, but now they have to.
First and 10 on the 46. Bowell in shotgun formation. Throws a dart immediately down the left side, and they get a gain of 5. Just down on the 50-yard line.
One thing I'm really noticing right now is that Nichols are on hurry up mode. They're not taking the time. They just want the snap to keep going.
Aaron Samuel with the catch. 2nd and 5 on the 49. Play action. Powell. A lot of time, but it was momentarily ran down. Looks like they barely got a gain of anything.
I'm going to love to see this stat sheet at halftime, how many yards Powell has ran this first quarter.
This Nichols team really has done an incredible job early on. You gotta give them props while you can. They're coming back with a vengeance. 3rd and 3. Handoff. Number 24 for the Bison. He sees some room, evades a tackle, and he eventually gets taken down right by the 15-yard line.
Archie Killian once again on the carry.
What a play and what a run for the Bison.
Brought down at the 13-yard line. Will be 1st and 10.
Ian Snow with the play, the sophomore from Vero Beach, Florida. First and 10 on the 13. Powell. Play action, goes right down the middle, breaks a tackle, and then he gets taken down. So it's now 2nd and goal.
It's not only been a gusty day, but it's been one of those games to where you have to say to yourself, do you want to win
Brought down by
or give up? And as you know, us Bulldogs, they don't give up.
At the 6-yard line. 2nd down and 4.
2nd and 10 on the 6. Powell the handoff, and Burling down the middle for the touchdown. Is Nichols yet again.
Carry in for the touchdown. There is a flag on the play.
Archie Killian momentarily made the play, but a flag's made on the field.
Illegal substitution on Dean College.
Illegal substitution for Dean, and the penalty will be reviewed, and it's touchdown for Nichols yet again. They're up 27-0, Justin.
And as they are, and as you know, in the first quarter last year, it was 20-20. Now they made history. It's 28-0.
Depending on how this field goal goes, depends right now. Field goes up,
The kick is good.
and the field goes in. The kick is good.
To play in the first quarter.
28-0, 140 left here in Franklin High.
One thing about this game, there's a lot of game left. You know, we've seen great comebacks, and especially in this state, like New England Patriots, 28-3. But with this game here, there's gonna be every inch right now. If they go into the second quarter, get 2 scores, and they can hold up their defense, they can hold them to 14 going into half.
There's only so much they can try to do. I mean, the Bulldogs have struggled offensively and defensively all game. But remember, there's still a little bit over 3 quarters left to play. A comeback is still possible. We've seen the Bulldogs mount several comebacks before. So right now, we are just about to get underway. 140 left.
So, Max, how has it been broadcasting your first football game?
Very tough. It's very tough. This is incredibly tough to do, and I'm just doing my best. But I love this game. It's incredibly fun to be a part of. Kick is up high in the air. The zone's recovered by number 18 for the Bulldogs. Melo Zelaya gets momentarily taken down right by the 15-yard line.
Right now, if you're a Bulldogs offensive coordinator, Coach Keene, you're going to have to do some plays where not only run the ball, but just do a little bit short passing yards to Jordan Mason.
Ball's now placed at the 19-yard line. The Bulldogs' own 19-yard line, I should say. So they have 81 yards to try and recuperate and get some numbers on the board. They have a minute and a half left to do it. Backup QB for the Bulldogs gets momentarily taken down. Paul Hammond, he gets his first look for a few minutes.
And that it looks like that's his first play as a Bulldog.
First play as a Bulldog indeed. Great start there, but not the score that he's been looking for, not the occasion he has been looking for, but Paul Hammond is incredibly talented.
About 2 on the
And
play,
according
brings
to our
up a second
sideline
down and
reporter,
8.
Josh Barbara, he has a very similar skill set to Nathan Sisko. Second and 8 on the 21. Momentarily fumbled by Paul Hammond. He bobbled the snap, and he gets taken down immediately.
Hammond able to regain control of the snap, but brought down quickly. Loss of 3 on the play.
There's a loss of 3 for the
Third
Bulldogs.
down and 11.
So third down and 11. They got to make the 29-yard line, or their own 29-yard line, try and get this down, and they have potentially 2 more opportunities to do so.
If you're the Bulldogs right here, you might as well not only just throw the ball, but hopefully can do something right here.
Sisko throws a screen, throws it towards the left side, and Jalen Smith gets taken down.
To Jalen Smith.
It was right before their own 20, and the Bulldogs couldn't get anything. This offense continues to struggle.
We have reached the end of the first quarter.
We have reached the end of the first quarter. The Nichols Bison proving a statement early on in the opening 12. They're up 28-0. 28-0, Justin. We've seen the Bulldogs do this before where they have come back from these big deficits, but eventually it's let them slip away. But remember, this is Coach Andres Murphy, only his 2nd season compared to Joel Olmstead. This is his 10th season as a coach, as a football coach here for Nichols.
And as you know, for Nichols, you and I was looking at their coach staff. They have a bunch of coaching staffs on their team with a lot of experience. And if you're the Bulldogs going into the second quarter, you're not only going to have to play defense, you're going to have to do a lot of rushing for yards and gains. And not only not chew the clock, but to keep going on every single drive you can do in order to cut the game to be close.
Will be 4th down and 11. Aaron Fonseca is back to kick 14.
We're just about to get started here in the second quarter. 15 minutes left to go. Aaron Fonseca will be the man kicking.
Return for the Bison.
This will be a return for the Bison as they're looking to increase their lead, Justin.
They are.
Fonseca with the kick. This one's landing right by the 50, and it's bobbled. A flag will be thrown down right by the 50-yard line. And there's a sea of black and white right by the 50. Who knows what call will be made?
The crowd's reaction right here is going to be very interesting on what's going to take place.
Yeah, there's that halo we've been talking about. You got to give them 3 to 2 yards of space. And right before the ball was landing in the hands of the punt returner, he called for a clear catch.
One thing that has been very interesting in this game is what are the Dean wide receivers doing? They've been open, but they've not been able to deliver.
Following the penalty, ball spotted at the Dean College.
Follow the penalty. The ball will now be spotted on the Dean College 34-yard line.
Will be 1st and 10 for Nichols.
1st and 10 for Nichols, and this is a golden opportunity here at the start of the second quarter. First and 10, Joshua's 1st and 10, Xavier Powell, the captain. Throws it down towards his left side. Eventually getting taken down right by the 25-yard line. Tiago Fernandez with the reception.
And on the tackle was Berto Maldonado.
Berto Maldonado with the tackle. I had an opportunity to speak with him yesterday about the mindset for the Bulldogs before this game, and he said we're all excited to play. We got a great win last week. We've got to get another one here today. 2nd and 2 on the 26. Fernandez yet again weaving and burling his way right by the 15-yard line.
And let's not forget, Fernandez is a 2nd string running back for this team.
Ball spotted at the Dean College 21-yard line.
First and 10 on the 21. Tight end on the left side and also a wide receiver deep left. It's River Jackson, the wide receiver. The ball's out, ball's loose.
Fumble on the snap.
There's a fumble on the smack, and it is recovered by Nichols. A quick scare there. Xavier Powell recovered the snap, but he lost the football immediately, and you can maybe say it's the rain. It's still pouring here in Franklin.
So there's been 2 plays on this drive that there's been a fumble, and that was the kick return, and now this.
Second and 11 on the 22. Powell hands it off. And barreling and running down the middle is Tiago Fernandez yet again.
Fernandez, the ball carrier.
And as the ball carrier just taken down, he saw a seam down the middle.
7.
And the Bison got a gain of 7.
A third down and 5.
Third down and 4 for the Bison.
One thing that the Bulldogs have to do is that they have to do a zone blitz right here, and whoever is their wide receivers on Nichols, they have to guard.
Jack Morvan on the right side with River Jackson on the left, each of those wide receivers. Tiago Fernandez is on the left side right next to the quarterback, Xavier Powell. Powell throws it down the middle, and it's a touchdown for Nichols. Topher Ryan seaming down the middle. The 6'1" senior from Holliston, Mass. increases the Nichols lead. 34-0.
This is unheard of. This is very unheard of. This Dean College football team not only looks lost right now, but they have to do something in order to get back into this game.
Well, when it rains, it pours. We saw fireworks last year, and we could see another firework this year. Incredible RPO play there by Nichols.
One thing about RPOs, like we said, sometimes it could be a legal formation or not, but that was not right there. That was purely clean.
Rain's clearing up a little bit. I don't really sense the rain that's on my umbrella, but how are you doing, Justin? Your hair is glistening from the raindrops that have hit the top of your head.
You know, I got a fresh haircut yesterday, and now look, it's looking bad.
Those
but
edges
you know,
are-
I'll be fine.
Those
You know,
edges are clean, though. They're
I
clean
put,
edges.
I put
like the
grease on my
edges.
hair every single day.
Gotta
Something that my father and my grandfather always taught me.
Gotta take care of yourself, huh?
Indeed.
35-0 lead. 12-17 left only in the second quarter. And if you're Coach Andre Murphy, who's wondering what's going on through his mind at the moment? Kick is up. Kick is down and fumbled immediately by the Bulldogs. Sprinting down the left and out of bounds. Tyrese Smith on the return. And gets taken down immediately by Joshua Sawyer, the captain for Nichols. And we'll also have a little moment with our sideline reporter, Joshua Barbara. Take it away.
Thank you. Yeah, so far, I mean, like, as we've seen, the defense for Dean here is currently not wrapping up. They're not making tackles. They're trying to go. They are making what would be categorized as arm tackles currently. You got to run through the man, and you have to wrap up.
Bulldogs look to run immediately. And the play is stuffed immediately. Tyrese Smith got taken down immediately in a sea of white. Just right by the 10-yard line.
Right near us just now, I was handing over Josh the umbrella, and like all this water came out. It's good it didn't really go on him.
Second and 13 on the Dean College's own 14-yard line. Nathan Sisko looks to run his offense. Cisco play action, throws towards his right. And it's caught, but taken down immediately. Pass was complete to Jordan Mason, but he got swarmed, and there was nothing he could do.
And they finally threw the ball to him for once in this game. He's been open a lot so far. I've seen him like near middle of the field, doing a lot of blocks, doing a lot of not only wheel routes, but doing a lot of wide crosses. But now they got to still continue to give him the ball in order to get this first down. It's been a lot of communication so far in this game, and especially in this quarter for the Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs running trips on the left side. Play action, and it's a sack. Nathan Cisco gets taken down immediately. David Harding, the senior from Holliston, Mass, gets the play. And right now it's 4th and 10 for the Bulldogs, and this lead could potentially increase even more. 35-0.
This is not the offensive line I saw on the first game of the year, Max. It really isn't.
Crowd's gone nearly completely silent. The Bulldogs are not happy with themselves right now, but who would be? It's 10 minutes left in the second quarter.
Right now the Bulldogs, they're trying to hype up the bench right now because this doesn't look like the way they really wanted this game to start.
Kick is up and recovered. Weaving towards his right. He has room. He looks to go all the way. And he gets taken down right out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Derek Revelus, the incredible play, he made the catch right by the 40-yard line. And he gets taken out of bounds just inside the goal line territory.
Another great play by Nichols right there. It just shows it's not only a game of inches, but it's between the heart and the hustle.
The game of football right now is won and lost at the line of scrimmage. And right now, it's not been working out for Dean that way. Their offensive line has really struggled. And just now, as we saw, Nathan Cisco got sacked by his own goal line. First and 10 on the 30. Shotgun formation, Powell sees a man open immediately down on the right side. It's number 14 for Nichols. Sebastian makes the play on the right side. Sebastian Banak, the junior from Worcester, Mass. Here they go again. The handoff right down the middle, breaking a few tackles. Here's Nichols yet again. Zahir Booker making his way down the middle, and they get the down they've been looking for. And right now, if you're Nichols, you're on cloud 9.
Booker is just looking like to get not only the final touches of this first half for him, but for this Nichols team as well.
High snap, handoff, moving right down the middle, and it's taken down. Booker, once again, the ball carrier gets taken down. Second and 10 on the second and 8 on the 16, excuse me.
You know, the Bulldogs, what we've been told, they've been doing a lot of cover 3s and cover 2s they worked on. They need to maybe focus on a lot of, dollar plays and maybe 3-4 zones.
Powell, the handoff. Weaving down the left side, and it's another touchdown for Nichols. Zahir Booker knifing his way through the Dean College defense. And they increase their lead yet again. It's 41-0. And it's only less than 8 minutes left here in the second quarter.
And yes, it has. Another touchdown for Nichols, to the point where the Bulldogs, they need to figure out something at this point, because the strategy they had coming into this game, it's failing as of right now.
It seems like nothing's been working for the Bulldogs. Nichols on fire to open up the game. They scored 28 in the first quarter.
Nichols 42, Dean Collins 0.
And right now they just keep increasing their lead. 42-0.
You know what I haven't seen so far in this game thus far? The Bulldogs getting to the 50-yard line or going for it on 4th down. That's why I haven't seen.
It's truly tough when you really can't get the start you've been looking for. The Bulldogs, they couldn't get on the right foot to open up the game. The defense struggled. We've got to be realistic. The defense has struggled a little bit, but I think as long as if we get the effort from the guys, which we know we will get. We know the Bulldogs give 110% every time.
You know,
So I think it's all that matters. It's not about how you start, it's how you finish.
if you look at the Bulldogs right now, if they can go into this drive, get a quick touchdown, another stop, and if they get something, at least they get 3 scores, they can maybe get it to in close by halftime or for the rest of the game.
Donaldson recovers it, weaves down towards his right, but gets taken down. Number 40 for Nichols. Hassan Green, the freshman from Hartford, Connecticut, gets the play.
Will be placed at the Dean Collins 22-yard line. Will be 1st and 10.
1st and 10 on the Bulldogs' own 22-yard line. Motion left. Cisco, the handoff right down the middle. Taken down, and it's not a lot of gain there for the Bulldogs. The offense continues to struggle.
The one W that we got in this half is that your computer didn't freeze out with all that rain.
It truly has been tough as of late, but got to do what you got to do. Second and 8. Cisco spins towards his left, and he gets sacked. Patrick Henry, the freshman, takes Nathan Cisco down.
One thing that this Dean offensive line has to do during halftime when they go into the tunnel is what can they do to protect Cisco, because he has been sacked almost 4 times so far in this game.
The offensive line continues to struggle, and we're a couple minutes away from halftime. 3rd and 13 on the Bulldogs' zone 19. Cisco sprints back, and the pass could not be made. Catch could not be made either.
And that is another 3 and out, Max. Another one. That is the 5th one of this game.
He tried to find James Day with the play, but he couldn't get that catch to go. So 4th and 13, the Bulldogs yet again have to punt the ball. Fonseca has been fairly busy here today.
One thing I don't understand thus far in this game is with the Dean offense, you played spectacular on your first game of the season, but now you're looking puzzled. You know that you can switch things around. This crowd is very quiet right now.
High snap, Fonseca boots this one right by as this trickles by the 50-yard line. This will stop right by the 54. So it's on the Nichols 41 line, so it's 1st and 10. And right now, if you're Nichols, you're going to have a great day right now. It's 6:14 left. You're up 42-0. But if you're the Bulldogs, what's your mindset heading into halftime?
Your mindset in the halftime is what can you do to protect Nathan Cisco? He's done everything in his power to throw the football to his targets, but his targets cannot find the reads that he's trying to deliver. The only person that has been able to read Cisco throughout this half is Jordan Mason. That's the only one right now.
First and 10. The handoff. It's taken down.
What Nichols can really do going into halftime and in the second half is when they get the ball after Dean makes their first drive in the third period is they can literally just run out clock. They can literally waste clock.
Gain of 6 on the play brings up a second down and 4.
5:47 left. 2nd and 4 on the 47. Powell hands it off. There's a sea of black jerseys right down the middle of the 50, and Nichols will their way just before getting the down, and yes, they do get it. Tiago Fernandez has been incredible running down the middle, and when he does, the fellow offensive linemen push him forward just to get the extra few yards they need.
Fernandez going into this game wasn't even in the starting running back rotation besides the second string, but now he's getting his reps and he's looking spectacular out there.
He's done an incredible job. 1st and 10 right by the 50. The handoff. Deep down on the left side. And gets taken down right by the 47. Fernandez yet again.
And that was a lot of action right near us.
Forced out of bounds by Mondesir and Dorleen. The gain of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 9.
Fernandez yet again proving to be a force here for this Nichols offense right before halftime. Second and 9 on the 48. Powell weaves back, throws it early. Pass was incomplete.
Pass intended for number 24.
It was intended for Archie Killian, but he couldn't recover.
The Bulldogs put a lot of pressure on that play right there on Powell.
Third and 9 on the 48. Hand up towards the right, evades a tackle, and he gets the down. What an incredible play. What a play by Archie Killian, Justin. Evades the diving tackle, weaves towards his right, and dives out of bounds on the right side and gets the down.
The way that Powell's been able to throw the football to his running backs is insane. It literally is insane. The way his communication, the way he throws, the way he's done everything, the presence of mind has been unbelievable to watch thus far in this first half.
They couldn't get the down. It's 4th and 1 on the 40. Handoff, diving down, and they get the down. Archie Killian yet again. Football is indeed a game of inches, and Archie Killian is right now a reason for why that truly matters.
37-yard line.
Right now, you usually see a lot of things happen in the first half, but for the Bulldogs, you've seen a very, very lot.
It's eerily silent here in the Bulldogs section. Trips on the left side. The handoff, Killian yet again weaves down towards his left, spins and evades a tackle, and he gets the down on the 15-yard line. Another down for the Bison. And right now it seems like they could almost break 50 if they do decide to go for the 2-point conversion, if they get a touchdown with 2.5 minutes left.
And one thing to remember, Max, in college football, there's no 2-minute warning.
First and 10 on the 25. Trips on the left side, the handoff. Weaving down the middle. And that's a nice play there for the Bulldogs.
And also the ad right there with the 2-minute warning. When you get to the 2-minute warning in the second quarter and also fourth quarter, the clock stops every time if you're in a hurry-up motion.
Brandon Lane making the play, but the Bison get a gain of 7. It's 2nd and 3 on the 19. Trips on the right side this time for the Bison. Powell Ranges back towards his right. He has Kidd running after him, and then he gets taken down right before the 15-yard line.
The way Kidd was running right there, he really wanted that sack.
He really did, but it was excellent help coverage by the Bulldogs, but he still gets a couple of yards. It's now 3rd and 3 on the 19, and
Brought that after a short gain brings up a
it's a
third
short
down and
gain,
2.
so it's a 3rd down and 2. There's a lot of room on the left side, Justin, for Nichols to get another touchdown on the board. The handoff, weaving right down the middle,
Fernandez, the
and
ball
it's
carrier.
Fernandez yet again getting the ball, getting the handoff and making the move.
Brought down by Dempsey. So for a first down at the 12-yard line.
It's first down on the 12-yard line. Half a minute left. Powell ranges back, throws down the middle, and it's a touchdown. Cornegay with the touchdown, running right down the middle, and he was open.
Fernandez for the
And the Bison
touchdown.
almost breaking 50. And we're not even halfway done with this ball game.
Surely isn't. And as you know, this game in this first and second quarter, it's just been a trailblazing start for Nichols.
This Nichols team really had a mark to prove. They lost their first game of the season by a lot, and right now they are truly
Extra point is good.
up by a lot. They're up by 49. The only thing you can truly hope for if you're the Bulldogs is effort. If you're losing, you go down swinging. You gotta give
Going into
everything
this
you can.
game, there was a lot of fans, and now it looks like everyone is leaving the game now.
The parking lot was full with cars, and right now we see people leaving the stands. They kind of know this game is over. People are putting on their backpacks. We hear footsteps. And right now there's just a lot of murmur going on. Not a single person from the Bison's fan section has left.
Literally, you see the Dean section, you see the Bison section, and right now the Dean section, it looks like they're packing their stuff and going back home.
Kick is up high. Donaldson recovers. He weaves down toward his left. And he gets taken down by a sea of white.
Donaldson on the return.
Donaldson returned it. Garrett Manning took him down
Brought down
right by the
Lexington.
80-yard line for the Bulldogs.
I wouldn't be shocked if you see a QB kneel right here or one throw down the field to hopefully gain some yardage, to hopefully get maybe a field goal in a quick 11 seconds.
Ball placed at the 27-yard line. Where it'll be first and 10.
Bulldogs have a big 73-yard play to hopefully get a run on the board. The handoff right down the middle. And they just got taken down right by the 80. The Bulldogs' zone 20. Donaldson got taken down immediately. And that will do for the opening half here between the Dean College Bulldogs and the Nichols Bison. The Bison lead 49-0 heading into the second half. Maxwell Gates alongside me is Justin Hill. We will take a quick break, and we will be back once action is resumed. Take care. It's been a tough opening half for the Dean College Bulldogs. It's 49-0. We have half an hour left to play here in Franklin High. The Bulldogs doesn't seem like they could get anything right, while Nichols, the Bison, well, the Bison have done an incredible job on both offense and defense. They're making it incredibly difficult for the Bulldogs to get any momentum going.
And as you know, Max, you know, it's not really looking too good right now for these Bulldogs, as Xavier Powell from Nichols has just put on a show here today. He's thrown touchdown after touchdown after touchdown after touchdown to the point where the Dean defense just looks completely lost. And this is something, if the Bulldogs can come back, or if not, this is something they need to review on moving forward with their defense, because their defense is very better than this.
Just about to get underway here in the second half.
And as you know, Max, you being from Norway, how is this like doing American football?
It's fun. It's very fun, but a lot to learn. Donaldson recovers it in his own end zone. Ranges towards his right, and he gets taken down just by his own 85.
One thing, if you're the Bulldogs, is if you can't get enough on this drive, if you're like on 4th and 2, you're gonna have to go for it or do a fake punt. You usually see this a lot in college football, where if a team is down a score like this, you're either going for it or fake punting.
First and 10 on the Bulldogs' own 20. Ball's up in the air, out of bounds, down deep on the left side. The Bulldogs couldn't get anything. Cisco's toss deflected, and it's incomplete, so it's 2nd and 10 yet again on the Bulldogs' own 20.
There's been a lot of sacks, deflections, punts, you name it.
Second and 10. Cisco ranges back, throws it down on the left side. Catch by the tight end Jordan Mason, but he got taken down immediately. The Bulldogs couldn't gain a single yard. 3rd and 10 yet again on the 20.
One thing that your Nichols, if you really want to do really good on this play here, I could definitely see a blitz being input into this play right here.
3rd and 11.
Many reads by the defense of Nichols. Looking to blitz right here.
3rd and 11. Cisco hands it off. Donaldson taken down immediately. And the offensive struggles continue for the Dean College Bulldogs.
It has. Have we even seen a first down game today? Like, have we? From Dean?
All I remember is just seeing a sea of white getting ready on offense. And Aaron Fonseca has been a very busy man. High snap, Fonseca the kick. This one's up right by the 50. Fair catch is called. It's taken up and bobbled. Wrestling all the way down towards the 25. Campos lost the punt, but then recovered it. He regained control, but he had a Bulldog chasing him. It was Darren Appia, the junior from Worcester, Mass.
Darren has done a lot of great things here today on special teams by stopping a lot of plays.
Yeah, he just chased him around for like what, 15 yards?
Literally. One thing about this Bulldogs crowd is that they're trying to get back into this game.
And this is a great defensive play by the Bulldogs. Dre Kidd taking down Zahir Booker.
Brought down by Dre Kidd. Very short gain on the play.
Offense is very spread out right now for the Bison. Powell ranges back, sprints down the middle, escapes the tackle, runs down the right side, and he goes out of bounds and gets the first down. Great play by Xavier Powell, proving that he can not only pass but run the ball. Escapes the tackle, spinning his way just past the first down. So it's 1st and 10 now on the 48.
One thing that Nichols is doing right now is that they're wasting this clock. And as like I said before halftime, they will be wasting this clock a lot in this third period.
First and 10. Handoff. Weaving towards the right side and getting out of bounds is Zahir Booker.
Brought down by Andrew Liverman.
Andrew Liverman with the defensive play. Great job by him. 2nd and 10 on the 45.
Gain of 5 on the play. We have an injured player.
We have a momentarily injured player right now. We're going to try and see if they get tended to. We'll be on air after a quick moment once we have a few updates.
And as you know.
Let's hear it for number 6'3", Kidd.
Dre Kidd was getting tended to. It took a few minutes before he eventually got back up. He is walking, he is limping. He is being carried by some of his teammates. But Justin, Dre Kidd has been one of the most important factors for the Bulldogs in his stay here. He has gotten Player of the Weeks. He has made all first teams, all conference teams. And he truly is a valuable asset for the Bulldogs. But right now it doesn't seem like he can even run at this point. But he's a tough kid, and it leaves me no doubt that he will be back at some point.
He has, and he's been mostly the most biggest impact to this Bulldog scene and X Factor as well for many years. And you hate to see an injury like this unfold.
Football truly is one of the most interesting sports I've seen, and it's in a good way because it's so demanding. It takes everything out of you. You give everything you love for the game, and injuries are a part of it, but I think the most important thing as well to realize why you love football so much is how people bounce back. We've seen so many comeback stories through our lives, and it's why we love football as well. It's not the ability on what you do when you get down, it's after what you do when you get down. How do you respond? 2nd and 4 on the 45. Powell sprints towards his right, gets the down, evades another tackle, and he gets out of bounds just outside the 20-yard line.
Quarterback keeper. Forced out of bounds inside the 35-yard line, spotted about the 33, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bison.
First and 10 on the 33. And the Nichols get a gain of about 5 yards. CD with the play.
The ball carrier.
Fernandez carried it, but he got taken down momentarily.
At this point, if you're Nichols, you're going to continue to waste the clock or get another score to be in the 50 margin.
Noah Pearson with the tackle. Ranging forward, and it's a sack. Great play by the Bulldogs.
That's Austin Roy with the quarterback sack.
This is the first sack we've seen from the Bulldogs here all game, with a running clock ticking down here in the third quarter. 3rd down and 12.
That is a sack that the Bulldogs really needed, and that anticipated the crowd.
Third and 12. Powell throws it towards his right. Fernandez weaves, breaks the tackle, sprints down the middle, and he gets the down and gets taken down at the 15. Great play by Fernandez. Show the burst of speed immediately, evades the tackle. And yet again, the Nichols Bison have an opportunity to put another 6 on the board.
Fernandez has been everywhere in this game. He's been on the right, the left, the middle. Wherever he goes, he knows he's going to get that first down.
First and 10. Well defended there by the Bulldogs, but Fernandez yet again gains a few yards.
Brought down by Roy.
Roy with the play, well defended.
About 4. Called 2nd down and 6.
2nd down and 6. And the Bison look to crack the 50-point mark. Second and 6. Powell the handoff. Weaving, ranging right down the middle, and it's a touchdown for Fernandez. When it rains and pours for Nichols.
At this point for the Bulldogs, things might look over as of right now.
Well, Justin, it was a running clock momentarily. And right now it's 55-0 Bison.
It's funny how in the beginning of the game, you know, the rain started happening, and before the game, there was a rain delay. And now look, the fog is right near us.
Both teams taking down on the field. And a game that is objectively, eerily one-sided. 56-0, it's 8:17 left here in the third quarter. Coming off a touchdown for the Bisons, they're now looking to punt it on the Bulldogs side. Fontavian Donaldson, one of the returners, that could be an option for the Bulldogs. This one's high up. Donaldson receives it at the 10-yard line. Donaldson ranges and weaves down the middle and then gets taken down right outside his own 20.
That was a major hit right there. for Nichols on
Brought
Donaldson.
down by Brendan Capola.
Brandon Capola with the tackle. He got hyped down on his own right side where the rest of his teammates are.
First and 10, Dean Collins.
First and 10, Dean College. Down on their own side. It's on their own 20-yard line. Tight end on the left with two receivers on each side. Pass towards the right. Nice catch. Barreling down the right side for the Bulldogs is Jordan Mason.
Jordan Mason back in the action right there. That is his third catch of the game thus far.
Jordan Mason, we've seen a little bit from him, but he has really been one of the more solid Bulldogs players all season. Jordan Mason, last year, he was second on the team with 47 catches and 619 receiving yards. The Bulldogs look to run it right down the middle, and they barely gain a single yard.
Brought down by Dominic Kessel.
Dominic Kessel with the play.
The pickup of 2 on the play, second down and 8.
Second down and 8. Right in front of the Bulldogs' own 40. It's on the 42. Cisco throws it down on the left side, but it's incomplete. Jordan Mason couldn't make the catch.
Mason is incomplete.
There's been a lot of targets thus far for Cisco, but the wide receivers for the Dean Corps today, they look puzzled as of right now.
Pick up a third down and 8.
Jordan Mason providing a nice spark on this previous possession prior to the incompletion. Cisco is getting ready to call a play. He now looks back towards his coaching staff.
Cisco looks like he's going to be throwing a dagger right here up the middle.
Cisco ranges back, throws it towards his left, and it's caught. Great play by Jordan Mason, evading tackles and gets taken down at the 50, and they get the first down.
And now the Bulldogs are back in numbers as of right now. They finally have made it to the 50-yard line as of right now, the first time tonight.
Enough for the Bulldogs, first down.
Nice play there by Jordan Mason. He's providing a little spark here for the Bulldogs crowd. Finally getting a little bit of noise here on the Bulldogs section. First and 10 on the 50, 6.5 minutes left to go. Cisco throws it down towards the right side. Mason yet again, and then he gets taken down. He's covered by a sea of whites.
In on the tackle, Joshua Sayre.
Joshua Sayre with the tackle.
Gain of about 6 on the play, second down and 4.
Bulldogs gain around 6 yards. It's 2nd and 4, so if you're the Bulldogs here, hopefully you go for a little running action, but the safeties are pretty tight compared to the D-line. Cisco ranges back, throws it towards the right side, and the catch is made yet again by Jordan Mason.
Mason with another terrific catch right there. That's his 5th of the night. For the Bulldogs, they can't just run the ball. They have to start throwing as of right now.
They made a nice play. Jordan Mason with this 4th consecutive play, his 4th consecutive target. So it's right now 3rd down and 2 for the Bulldogs, and if it's a time to get some momentum, it's now.
I wonder what Cisco's going to do right here. Is it going to be a dot or a run right here?
Cisco likes the play that he sees. Cisco ranges back. Targets, fakes, runs right down the middle, slides, and then gets taken down. And a flag will be thrown.
And that right there, that was a late hit, and I had my hands in the air. I'm like, where is the late flag? And now a flag has been thrown.
Flag has been thrown immediately. Cisco pass faked 3 times before jolting right down the middle. Personal foul will be called against Nichols.
Plays like that is unnecessary. You're up a bunch of scores right now, and you can really do a late hit like that. That's really unnecessary as of that play.
Cornegate took him down a little bit too late, the linebacker.
Nichols 21-yard line.
Ball is now placed on the Nichols 21-yard line. And right now, this is an opportunity for the Bulldogs to get a run on the board. It's now or never, at least, what it seems here in the third quarter. Cisco ranges towards his left. Goes deep down the middle, and it's intercepted.
Cisco's pass is intercepted.
That pass is intercepted, and it's an incredible diving catch. But there's nothing the Dean College offense could do. There was 2 white jerseys to 1 in the end zone.
They couldn't. There was only one player in the end zone as of right there. This Nichols team, they've not only been alerted on offense, but on defense as well.
Josh Barber, our sideline reporter, has a little bit of a stories for us. What do you have for us?
Thank you. Yeah, the injuries for Dean College are definitely adding up right now. This game is clearly out of the grasp of Dean College as far as winning the game will go. If I'm Coach Murphy, this is only week 2 of a 10-week season, or I'm going to be sitting my starters if I'm the head coach. I don't want to risk any more injuries. We've already seen a couple key players go down here, and it's just not smart, in my opinion, to keep playing our starters.
Thank you so much, Josh. Nichols yet again going for a running play. Momentarily stopped pretty quickly. It was Zahir Booker who's been very active today.
And as like what Josh points out, there have been many injuries, and if I'm Coach Murphy right now, I would put in the bench core to hopefully come back in this game, but to put some relief on the starters and look forward to next week.
2nd and 5, the handoff, juking, weaving, and taken down for a gain of 1. Yet again, this is Zahir Booker.
And on the tackle is Kai Reeves. Gain of 2 on the play.
Reeves with the tackle. It's a gain of 2 for the Bison. It's 3rd down and 3.
You just hear crickets right now in this stadium.
3rd and 3 on the 27. Powell likes the play that he sees. Hands it off and trucking and barreling right down the middle. It's for the Bisons. They yet again keep staying aggressive.
It is enough for a 1st down. In on the tackle was Murray.
First and 10 on the 33 for the Bison. The handoff is made, and this looks like it'll be a touchdown. Running all the way, a 67-yard touchdown for Zahir Booker. And the runs, the points keep piling on for the Bison.
Booker not only put on a spectacular performance last year against the Bulldogs, he just ran for a 60-yarder right there to put it in the books.
Zahir Booker electrifying Franklin, Massachusetts right now, and this bus trip for the Bisons is going to be a good one. They're up 62-0 with a little bit less than 2.5 left. The kick is good for the Bison. And right now, in this case, they're just running up the score.
It has been. As you know, we expected a lot of things in this game for both these teams to be very close. And that was my prediction. This game was going to be close. But now, it being 0-63, this game is completely over.
Clock stayed put at 2:26. Both special teams now taking on the field. Punts deep down towards the Bulldogs' end zone. Donaldson catches it, sprints down towards the left side. Breaks a few tackles, goes down the middle, and gets taken down on his own 35-yard
From
line.
his own 3-yard line, out to to about the 35.
was finally able to run down the middle as of once for the first time in this game, Max. Not near the left or right.
With just over 2 minutes to play in the third
So
quarter.
they gained around 30 yards on that play, and it's good to see that the Bulldogs get some, at least a little bit of momentum going on that return, but there's still some work to do. 2:15 left, first down and 10 on the 35. Tight end and two wide receivers on each side. The pass, nicely made, and sprinting out of bounds. And he just gets taken down right before the first down.
To Zay Collier.
Zay Collier with the play, providing a little bit of energy for the Bulldogs.
Alexis in on the tackle.
Zay Collier, the freshman, getting a few opening minutes.
Second down and 2.
Second down and 2. They look to go to Collier again, but this time he gets taken down right down the middle. Third and 1. Clock's trickling down. It's 1:15 left. Hammond. Play action. Throws it with his left hand down on the left side, and the Bulldogs get the first down.
Pass is complete.
Terrific play
Moving
from
up
there
for
from
first
Hammond
down.
to get a throw in as of right now to
Ball
lead
is
it for a
complete to
first
number
down.
49, Doug Haynes.
Doug Haynes with the catch, and the Bulldogs finally get it down. So it's first and 10 on the 46.
Started at the
45
46-yard
seconds
line.
left. Hammond hands it off, sprinting, barreling down the middle. Gets taken down right by the 45-yard line.
One thing you're going to see here from Hammond
On the
is he's going to be
carry.
throwing a lot of routes to his targets and also running as well.
Gain of 1 on the play. Second down and 9.
Ten seconds left in the third quarter. Hammond weaves back. Outside of the pocket, scrambles, throws it with his left, and the pass is just too high, and a flag will be thrown down. He targeted Daquan Foster from Providence, Rhode Island. He went up to try and get it, but the pass was a little bit too high. There's a flag on the play. So they're calling for pass interference.
That brings us to the end of the third quarter.
No, that will do for the end of the third quarter.
0.
The Nichols Bison up 63-0 as we only have 15 minutes heading left into the fourth quarter. It's not been the most pleasant of looks for the Bulldogs. They started off the season incredibly promising. They got the early win versus Fitchburg State in dominant fashion. 4 different players for the Bulldogs getting a touchdown, including the defensive lineman Nunu Jackson. And we rarely see a lineman getting touchdowns here in this game.
Exactly. Like last game with Nunu Jackson, he was able to recover a fumble return. Sorry, not return, a fumble, and was able to put it into the end zone for a touchdown. But as of this game here, the offensive line doesn't look like they were that just last week.
First and 10, the Bulldogs now on offense. Hammond. Here's a snap. Hammond ranges towards his right, throws a bullet down the left side, and it will be incomplete. Now second and 10 on the 43.
Hammond's pass was incomplete.
The Bisons not keeping the foot off the gas. They blitzed immediately.
right near us, Max. All of our notes, it's just all wet right now from earlier, but at least, you know, we got one thing working, that's the computer.
Not even my computer's working well right now, Justin.
But one thing I will say, our charts, it's all fine, but notes, nope.
Barreling down is number 22 for the Dean College Bulldogs. Aaron Waymeyer from Denver, Colorado. Nice play there. He almost got the down in some sort of fashion where the Bulldogs rarely had any energy on the offensive side.
What you'd like to see here is that a lot of people who don't have a chance, who don't get a chance to play a lot, they're getting their chances right now.
Seems like there's a lot of miscommunication going on here between the line of Dean College. 3rd and 3, ball in the 36. Hammond evades the tackles, goes down the middle, throws it, and it's caught. Nice play there by number 19 for Dean College. Zay Collier yet again proving a spark for the Bulldogs and showing himself, hey, I should be getting a few more minutes here. He's made some really nice plays here today.
He has, and there was a lot of miscommunication before that snap, but they were able to convert to that first down.
1st and 10 on the 28. Hammond receives the snap. Throws a bullet down the left side, and it's caught. Wheeling and dealing down on the 20. Great play there by number 84 for the Bulldogs. Taquan Foster from Providence, Rhode Island. He's also had a plethora of good plays here.
He has thus far. One thing that the Bulldogs can figure out right here is to hopefully get a touchdown so they don't get on the 0 mark.
2nd and 2. Hammond hands it off right behind him to the number 22, the running back for the Bulldogs, and he gets taken down. Aaron Waymeyer. Aaron Waymeyer just before this Bison's end zone. So they get the down, and it's 1st and 10 on the 16, a little bit over 12 minutes left to go. If anything, it's some consolation for the Bulldogs.
This is the first time in this game that the Bulldogs are finally in the red zone.
Collier, play action. Lofts it down the left side to number 49. That's a nice play. Doug Haynes, the tight end from Saylorburg, Pennsylvania. So it's great to see that the Bulldogs are finally garnering a little bit of offense here late in this game.
They finally are. They made some substitutions, and now look, they're now finally in the red zone.
2nd and 4 on the 9. Hammond backtracks down towards the 15. The pass is incomplete. It was momentarily bobbled up in the air, but it's still 3rd down and 4. The Bulldogs still have an opportunity to get the touchdown they've been longing for.
The one thing about Hammond, he's been able to throw that ball real quickly and find a target. And if I'm not mistaken, he has not been sacked thus far on this drive.
3rd and 4 on the 10. Hammond weaves towards his right. He has some space. He backtracks, shuffles, throws it towards the right side, and it's a touchdown. Josh Verde on the deep right corner of the end zone. Bulldogs put 6 on the board.
The Bulldogs did not get blown out. That is the main thing as of right now. We did not get blown out. And finally, a touchdown has been secured by the Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs finally get some points on the board. There's a little bit of life on the Bulldogs section. But we also have our sideline reporter, Josh Barber. He'll be back with us. As before that, we just got to look in the kick to see what happens. Griffin Sullivan. Line it up, get ready, and try and put this extra point on the board. This was blown early.
Timeout, Dean College.
Dean College will call a momentarily timeout, but we also have Josh Barbara, our silent reporter, with another story for us.
Thank you, guys. Well, as we just saw right there, Paul Hammond led an absolutely methodical drive down the field in order to get Dean their first points of the game. And something, and excuse me right there, but this is why they brought Paul to Dean. It's so in case something happens to Nathan Cisco, he can fit into this offense and to this scheme seamlessly. That way, well, what we just saw right there happens. Leads him all the way down the field, and now Dean's got some points and a PAT.
Hammond doing an incredible job just shuffling, weaving towards his right, and he throws that bullet down towards that upper right corner of the end zone for the Bison, and it was a really nice play. And the Bulldogs, with a little bit of consolation, put 6 points on the board.
One thing to mention, Max, that was Hammond's second drive as a Bulldog, and he was able to put a touchdown, and that's very impressive.
Sullivan, kick is up, kick is in, and the Bulldogs get the extra point.
Sullivan's extra point is good.
Hammond really elusive in that pocket when he manages to scramble on either left or the right side. He has made it work.
He very has been.
7-63. The Bulldogs just got their first 7 on the board with 11:47 left in this fourth quarter. Just about to get underway now with the special teams on each side. And right now the Bulldogs hopefully get some nice, few nice defensive possessions here to end this ball game.
One thing on this play right here, I don't know if they're going to kick in here or maybe do an outside kick. You don't know.
Sullivan with the kick. This one's down towards the left side, and this one will just go out of bounds. Referee throws a flag down, but doesn't seem like much will happen. A little bit over 11 minutes left.
Nichols will begin first
And the Bison will now have an opportunity to get some more offense on the board. Hopefully try and get one more touchdown before the game is over. And the impressive thing is they piled on 63, which I think will be a season high for quite some time in this 2023 year. They barrel down the middle. They get the down right by the 40-yard line, so they get a gain of 5.
Killian with the carry.
Killian with the carry right down the middle.
Right now, Nichols, they just want to put the needle right here. They really want to get to 70. They really want to get that 6 in that field goal so they can send the message like, hey, he was able to get 70 last year. Let's try to get 70 this year.
2nd and 6 on the 39. Throws it down the left side. It's a nice tackle there by number 1 for the Bulldogs. Sebastian Vanis tried to make the play.
Brought down by Liverman.
But Liverman gets him
Ball
down.
placed at the 45-yard line.
Ball is now at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for Nichols. There's a snap. Handoff. Barreling down towards the 50-yard line. Just past it.
Killian again, the ball
And Killian yet again showing why he is a force to be reckoned with here in Franklin. Got brought down by Matthews, but it's just in front of the 50. It's on the 53-yard line.
The gain of 8 on the play, 2nd down and 2.
They go to Killian again, running down the middle, breaks tackles, weaves down the left side, and he gets the down. Gets put down right on the 35-yard line by number 11 for the Bulldogs.
And as of right there, Nichols has been able to just convert every
First
first
and
down
10
they can.
For the Bison at the Dean College 35-yard line.
So now on the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. And up yet again to Haynes. Bree goes down towards the left side, evades tackles, evades some more, cuts towards his right, weaving and into the end zone territory. It's 1st and goal.
Again, the ball carrier.
He got around 32 yards of pure evasion. Nice shifty moves. And this is something Nichols will definitely take advantage of. They're looking to get another 6 on the board.
Where it's 1st and goal.
.856 left, weaving down the left, and it's a touchdown yet again for Regis. Archie Killian being an absolute dominant force here in this 4th quarter gets the touchdown. 69-7, Nichols lead.
As for Nichols, as of right now, what they secured last year, they're trying to do yet again. Let's get to the 70 mark, and they could do it by 1 score right here, and that is a field kick.
Milwaukee on for the extra point.
They get the extra point, 77 Bisons. If you're Coach Andre Murphy, Justin, it's a very tough ball game. Nor offense nor defense has been working for you. How do you try and lift your spirits up for the next game next week?
For the next game, when you go to that locker room, just send a message like, hey, we're going to be ready to go get back to work on Monday. Take tomorrow off, regroup, watch film, get some reps in at practice on Monday and Tuesday, and just do what you got to do just to prepare. Because this game here, this is not like what the Bulldogs saw during their opening game against Fitchburg. But with this here, this should be a reminder that, hey, any game can happen. We should not overpower ourselves and say that, hey, we are this team. No, there are levels to this, to where anything can happen. And this was a statement here that Nichols made, and that is,
kick is low and rolling, running right down the middle. Around a gain of 20 for Tyrese Smith.
so as you know, Max, the NFL season starts tomorrow.
At about the 42-yard line.
What are your thoughts?
I'm excited to watch. It's going to be fun to learn more about the game. I think it's more than evident that I have a lot to learn. This has been a fun experience to learn more about the game, but if I ever get an opportunity to do this again, I'll try and do better. But this is a very tough game from the outside looking in. Being born and raised in Europe, it's incredibly tough to just try and acclimate yourself to a new culture, but it's been a fun challenge.
And I definitely get what you're saying. Me being from the United States, I've been lucky, been able to watch football my entire life, and it's been a pleasure broadcasting this game with you, man.
It's been fun. It's been fun. I wish I could,
The ball carrier.
I wish the result would, of course, be different, but you can't get what you want all the time. Evan Roy with the tackle down on the right side just before the 50-yard line.
Second down and 4.
So the Bulldogs gain 6. It's 2nd and 4 on the 48. Clock's running down. It's 8 minutes left. Hammond ranges towards his left. He has time. He keeps going. And he takes his steps out of bounds right in front of the Bulldogs players.
Hammond with the keeper.
Hammond's doing everything in his power to get another score here by running and throwing.
Steps out of bounds right
Hammond is
midfield.
making a really solid case to get more minutes. He's really shifty out of the pocket. He's doing a good job at that. He got a touchdown weaving towards his right and threw a nice bullet down towards the right side.
If you're a Dean offensives coach, Coach Keene, you have to come up with a better playbook for next week, because this here, there's no words to this.
And this is something the Bulldogs have been looking for. Nice play up the middle for Aaron Wiemeyer.
Down to the Nichols
Aaron
35
Wiemeyer is now
yard
down
line.
on the
It'll be
Nichols
first and 10.
35-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Bulldogs hopefully get another few runs on the board. They go to Wiemeyer again, runs down the middle,
Waymeyer again the carry.
and he gets taken down.
In on the tackle is Chapman.
Chapman with the tackle. Nice play by him. Potentially saving a few extra yards. The junior from Guilford, Connecticut.
Gain of 5 on the play. Second down and 5.
2nd down and 5 on the 30.
Right now, there's a little bit of confusion right now what play they're going to snap. If he's
Crowd.
going to throw or run it.
Crowd also thought it would be a false start. Hammond weaves towards his right, has a man open on the right side. And the man will go out of bounds is Daquan Foster. Daquan Foster has really been a force on the right side towards the end zone area for the Bisons.
He really has. And that's Foster's 3rd catch of this 4th quarter.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
1st and 10 on the 16. Hammond throws it down on the left side, but it's a little bit too much. Incomplete.
Hammond's pass intended for
He tried to find Melo Zelaya, the freshman from Miramar, Florida.
incomplete.
A little bit too much. So 2nd and 10 on the 16. Hammond hands it off. Moving right down the middle, getting a few extra yards right before the goal line.
Inside the 5-yard line.
Inside the 5-yard line is Aaron
It'll be
Wiemeyer.
first and goal.
Wiemeyer has had a couple of solid runs here in this 4th quarter.
3-yard line.
It's now on the 3-yard line, 1st and 10. Wiemeyer barreling down the middle.
Waymeyer, you get the ball
And it's tough
carrier
to tell
brought
if it's a
down to about the
touchdown. It
1
looks like they
yard
got
line.
on the 1. Yes, they did. It's on the 1.
Looked like it was in from our end.
Shepard in on the tackle.
2nd down and 1 on the 1-yard line. We could see a quarterback sneak. Try and barrel it down the middle. They try and force it over, but no. This Nichols defense pushes them back. Wiemeyer tried to force himself forward. Couldn't get it to go.
One thing I wish the Bulldogs had a play of is probably get a fullbacker and just run it in. But that did not work out with the QB sneak. It did not work out right as of right there.
3rd down and 1 on the 1-yard line. Hammond weaves towards his right, has a man open on the right, but it's incomplete.
Hammond's pass is incomplete.
Pass was incomplete. Herman Esquivel Mendez.
Gonna bring up a
No, excuse me.
goal from the 1.
This play right here could be the last play for the Bulldogs today.
Doug Haynes couldn't make the play on the right side. My apologies on that. 4th and 1 on the 1. Hammond bobbles the snap. And the Bulldogs, 4th and 1, 4th and 3, get away with nothing.
Hammond recovers from fumble.
Stuff like this here today is all we've
Outside
seen.
the 10-yard line.
However, there's always
Where
next
Nichols
week.
will take over 1st and 10.
There's always next week, but if you're the Bulldogs, you really need to light that fire under you to have it all the time. It's just sometimes it's just not your day, and today it was that for the Bulldogs. They played incredibly well last week, and right now this week, it's been nothing but a struggle from the opening 2nd to where we are right now. It's 4 minutes left here in the 4th.
What you've seen all game today is punts, interceptions, touchdowns, miscommunication, change of quarterbacks and wide receivers, injuries. You've seen it all here today, and especially of a score of 70 to 7.
Gain of 9 on the play.
The Bisons put on a clinic to start off the ball game, and they have not looked back since. This offensive possession did not work for them, however.
Prince again, the ball carrier. Up for a first down. Ball placed at the 23-yard line.
One thing Coach Murphy is going to have to do besides a meeting, he needs to maybe do a lot of communication with his staff of how can we not prevent this ever again of happening, because this is the second time of him as a coach that he's going to be losing the game with 70 or more points. There's going to be a lot of questions after this game.
Matthews again with the tackle. Pick up a 5 on the play. Second down, 5.
Second and 5. Look for the play right down the middle. Can't get anything to go.
Brought down by Dempsey. Now for a Nichols college first down. Ball placed at the 33.
First and 10, 2 minutes left to go. Go for the handoff down towards the left side. They get some extra blockers. They keep moving. They keep pushing, and they force the down. What an offensive possession from Nichols.
Impressive play right there from Nichols. I would have just ran the clock out, just done a little bit of quick runs, but now it's just a showboat game right now for Nichols, as they have just done everything they could to the Dean defense.
Will be enough for a Bison first down. Ball spotted at the 45-yard line.
They keep running it down the middle. And Nichols forced their way again. 1:14 left to go.
Again with the carry. Pick up on 6 on the play. Second out and 4.
One thing about us, Max, for this game here today, this was a great job that you and I did here.
Clock's tickling down.
Again with the
Half
carry.
a minute left. And Nichols will get the win.
Price in on the tackle. Pick up of 1 on the play. Third down and 4.
10 seconds left. Nichols get the win. 70-7.
That will be the final play of tonight's
That will be
game.
it for this game.
Nichols College 70, Dean
Nichols get the
College
win.
7.
They move up to 1-1. The Bulldogs the same, 1-1. Thank you for tuning in.
And for your
We'll see you
continued
next week.
support of Dean College football and Dean College athletics. Thank you, everyone. Have a pleasant good evening.